if you're looking for some breathing practices to help specifically with anxiety, if you are feeling just kind of on edge, it's hard to relax, your mind is racing. My name is Rachel. I'm a somatic therapist and coach. And in this video, I'm going to break down 3 different breathing practices you can use specifically when you're experiencing anxiety to find a greater sense of relaxation and ease in your mind and body. And then after, if you want to stick around, I'll give you a little bit of the science behind the breath and how to use the breath to help shift how you're feeling in your body if you want to nerd out with me for that part of the video. So I'm going to teach these practices sequentially so you can do them with me. You can do it all together, but know that you can take these, use them one at a time in your everyday life. So the first practice we're going to do is the belly breath. So to start, you can just bring your hands to rest on your belly. You're welcome to have your eyes closed, or you could have them open if that feels like it's easier to stay present. And then you're just going to start by trying to let your belly relax a little. And as you inhale, expanding the belly out, and then exhale, the belly relaxes back towards the spine. And just finding this rhythm with your breath. Inhale, the belly moves out. Exhale, belly drops back towards the spine. And this might not be that easy for you. I know when I work with people, sometimes this can feel really hard if you hold your breath a lot, especially if there's a lot of anxiety. Usually the breath gets stuck kind of above the collarbones. So it might just take a little practice. And even if it's just a little encouragement for the breath to go a little deeper into your belly. This is just the first practice. And this is a practice I love because you can do it anywhere, anytime. Most people wouldn't notice you are breathing, deepening your breath into your belly. So we're going to do this just for a couple more rounds. It's okay if you don't get it perfectly. Just the intention is to breathe deeper into the torso, into the belly. Almost like you're breathing into a balloon. As you inhale, you expand the balloon. And exhale, the balloon deflates. And then as you're ready, you can just release any regulation of the breath, letting your natural breath turn back on. And then you can rest your hands down for a moment. And taking a moment before we go to the next step in the practice, just to notice how you're feeling after that breath. What is the impact that breath had on the body, the mind? No right answer, just getting really curious about what the actual impact was. All right, and so the next step in this practice is we are going to start to lengthen our exhale. We're going to stick with the belly breath and we're just working to lengthen the exhale. So again, if you want, you could rest your hands on your belly. If you want, you can just rest them wherever is comfortable for you. Really trying to maintain a long spine, so just choosing a place where your hands can rest, but your spine can stay tall, which just physiologically helps you to breathe easier in your system. So this time we're going to inhale, again, filling the belly for a count of 2 or 3. And then exhale, trying to double that count. So slowing your exhale down to a count of 4 or 6. and really letting this be your count. So just keep going with this, inhaling for a ratio of 1, exhaling for 2 to a ratio of 2 of that inhale. So we're inhaling and then doubling the exhale and finding a rhythm where you're not kind of feeling like you're running out of breath or you're like suffocating yourself. Really find this rhythm that makes sense where you are breathing, you're deepening your breath, but you're able to maintain a sense of calm as you're breathing. And again, just focusing on lengthening the exhale. So sometimes it might be easier to let go of the count and just really focus on lengthening that exhale. Really working to slow the exhale down. Slowing down, calming down the nervous system. I'm doing this for a few more rounds of breath at your own count. And you might, if you're really feeling this rhythm, you could try to lengthen the breath a little more. Beautiful. And then as you're ready again, just pausing and taking a minute to notice what's happening in the body, in the mind, and noticing just the natural quality of breath now. And see if the quality of breath is connected to the state of your mind. Beautiful. And we're going to go on to the third step in this practice. And for this, we're going to be doing either, we're going to use a mudra from yoga to be blocking off our nostrils. If this doesn't work for you, so if you have a deviated septum or you're kind of stuffy, it might cause more stress to try to block off one nostril and then the other. You can just visualize moving from side to side with the breath. So we're going to maintain the first two aspects of our breath. So breathing in and out of the belly, doing a lengthened exhale. And we're going to start just really simple with a 2-to-4 ratio here. And then as you get going with it, you're welcome to lengthen if you want to do a 3-to-6, or even if you're really feeling it, 4-to-8 ratio with the breath. So what we're going to do, I will describe it first and then I will invite you to join me. So for this part, we're going to bring our right hand into a mudra. So we're going to bring the thumb pointing out to the side, the pointer finger, the middle finger down towards the palm. We're going to bring this up so our right thumb comes to the place where the hard cartilage meets the soft cartilage on the nose. And the same thing with the ring finger on the right hand on the left side of the nose. So just, you can do this a few times. You're closing off one nostril and then the other just to kind of feel that sensation we're going for. That place where the hard cartilage meets the soft cartilage. Once you've got that, you're gonna, and again, if the mudra doesn't work, just visualize it's the same practice. So we're gonna exhale everything out the left nostril, closing off the right, and then inhaling for 2 into the left nostril. Switching what nostril's closed and exhaling out the right nostril for 4. Inhaling through the right for 2. Closing off the right, exhaling out the left for 4. And then keep going with this pace. So inhaling for 2, exhaling for 4, inhale right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right. And if you get confused or you get lost, it's totally fine. Just focus on breathing in for 2, out for 4, switching sides. And the pattern again is you inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, exhale left. Just alternating side to side. We'll do one more round. So next time that you exhale out through the left nostril, you can let your hand rest down if you are using the mudra. And again, just take a minute to notice how you're feeling now. What's happening in your body? What's the quality of the breath? And how is that connected to the quality of your mind? And as you're ready, you can open your eyes if they were closed. And you can always, again, come back to this video and really think about this as practicing in steps. So starting with the belly breath, then you can add on the ratio, and then you can add on this practice. It's called Nadi Shodhana in yoga. This alternate nostril breath. It's kind of a cleansing practice. So you can, again, or you could use one of these at a time. And I hope you stick around for this next little one-on-one, 101, one-on-one, 101 about the breath and the science behind this and why this works. All right, if you have stuck around for the 101 about the breath, maybe you are a nerd like me who wants to understand why things work, how they work, what's happening. So this is just going to be a brief couple-minute explanation about the breath. But essentially what happens when we're breathing, obviously we inhale, we exhale. It happens just naturally, both when we are unaware of it and we can kind of shift to being aware of it and change what's happening with the breath, which this is like the really important piece of the breath that I want to focus on, is that it is our kind of like the arrow to the part of our system, the nervous system, that's regulating the stress response, essentially. That the stress response is unconscious. And so the breath is the way of kind of like tapping into that system, and it reflects what's happening in that system. So we want to be aware of just the little shifts in our breath that shift our nervous system. So when you breathe in, you're turning on kind of the activated part of the nervous system, the fight or flight, your stress response. Like if something's happening, you need to get going. That's the part of the breath, the inhale, that's kind of activating you. And then the exhale is the part of the breath that helps to calm the system down, helps you to relax. And in our society, in your life, you might be just more prone to inhaling a lot more than you exhale, especially if you're experiencing anxiety. I can almost guarantee you that you are breathing in this part of your body, you're breathing up here, and you're breathing in a lot more than you're breathing out. So that was kind of why we're shifting towards lengthening the exhale. And then the belly breathing, I kind of alluded to this, but essentially when you're anxious, you're breathing up here. Belly breathing is what we're doing to turn on the diaphragmatic breath, which is also just something that happens when your system is calm and regulated and you're able to relax. So we can shift our nervous system, our state, by shifting how we're breathing. And then the final breath, where we're going side to side, this is a fun little fact that your breath is naturally shifting dominance from one nostril to the other every 90 minutes or so. That's a rough estimate, but it's shifting from side to side. The right side is more activating, the left side is more relaxing. So shifting between these two sides with the lengthened exhale, again, is a way of shifting the state of your nervous system and helping to calm down that stress response. I hope that was helpful, and I would love to know how it went. Let me know down in the comments below. I have a lot of other videos that go a little deeper into more somatic practices, movement practices, if you want to check those out. And remember to hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date with more videos like this.